there! Let's talk about reaching couples in a post-pandemic market, changing your approach to meeting couples where they are. A little bit about me. I'm a mom, a former corporate accountant, a wedding planner, and a wedding show producer. I've been planning weddings as a business for almost 13 years, and prior to that, I planned events for others for 10 additional years. I've been called a wedding day therapist, a briber of children, and I've even held personal hygiene devices for bridezillas. I have exhibited in almost 30 traditional in-person wedding shows and have assisted hundreds of clients in choosing just the right professional teams for their wedding days. But what does all this mean? It means that I understand both sides. I understand where we as wedding professionals are when it comes to marketing at in-person wedding shows, and I also know what it takes to ensure that I'm referring the right person to the right couple. First, some pesky stats. 43% of engaged couples attend a wedding show or an open house while planning their wedding. 88% of couples plan their weddings online. And 30% of couples are looking for online ways to connect with their vendors. This means that you need to be where your couples are, online. Everything seems to have changed in the past couple of years, including that we shop for almost everything exclusively online. We've increased our buying habits in this area by 36% over the last year. In-person bridal shows have returned with restrictions like being required to wear a mask, maintain 6 feet of physical distancing, and in some cases, proof of vaccination or a negative test is being required for both attendees and exhibitors. This is a lot of work for everyone. But it also means that we are losing a personal connection. It's really hard to read facial expressions when you're wearing a face mask and you're being 6 feet apart. Online options are in more demand than ever because couples want to know that their professional team can and is able to conduct business online during both the planning process and on their wedding day. And virtual spaces are becoming mainstream. Being able to focus on the moment and enhancing the experience while still involving those loved ones far away or unable to attend is becoming a must-have for couples. But what can you do? Well, first, you can embrace tech, but second, you can offer virtual and small wedding options and participate in an online wedding show. But I'm sure you're saying, Brandy, why would I want to do that? Well, that's a great question. Time is money, and an in-person show requires a load of your time. It requires at least 3 to 4 hours of setup the day before the show. If it's a one-day show, that requires at least another 10 hours that day, and at least 3 hours to tear down. That is 16 hours of your precious time, which translates into lost revenue. Design is money. Those in-person shows require a lot of setup. You have to have a booth, you have to design it, and even if you own all of that product, it's still money that you've spent on creating and putting together that design and bringing it into reality. Communication at an in-person show is super hard. Have you ever been to an in-person show? They're really, really loud. There are lots of people, lots of noise, and the volume just keeps going up because you're trying to be heard and hear through all of the noise. And right now, 6 feet of distance is a barrier. It's really hard to have any kind of conversation with someone when you're shouting at them 6 feet away. Plus, an online show has lower marketing costs. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars printing out flyers, printing out business cards. You don't have to spend 16 hours getting ready for our online wedding show. We require 1 hour for a rehearsal and about 2 hours the day of. There are no freebie seekers at the Arizona Online Wedding Show because we don't typically announce that we're giving things away, if we choose to do that at all. And we are amazingly inclusive. That means that for people that are planning with partners that are far away, that are in long distance relationships, that are doing a destination wedding, that may work second or third shift and don't have all day to commit to a show. We're talking about people that may have issues with transportation or childcare, or just people that don't like being around large crowds. Warm to hot is easier than cold to hot. I don't know if you guys have ever actually watched water boil, but I swear it seems like water that is warm gets to hot faster than cold water gets to hot. And the couples that take the time to sign up and sign on are warm leads that are ready to convert, not just people looking for a fun afternoon. One of your options as a wedding professional, and as an option to steer your clients to that need a few more professionals, is the Arizona Online Wedding Show, the first and best virtual wedding show in Arizona. All professional categories are welcome, and we don't limit the number of pros. Because we have full control of the schedule, we are able to put the pros in the lineup that best suits the number of people that we have at that time. So if we have 3 planners and 4 DJs, we don't put them back to back. Heck, we don't even put them in a leapfrog category. We put them so that they are balanced throughout the entire show. The show is conducted on the Zoom platform, which everybody is super familiar with and almost everyone has downloaded. Our booth costs are minimal. We have 2 choices, $150 and $200. And we also offer venue virtual tours. Our average sign up is 80 to 100 people, and our average sign on is 10 to 25 people. And I know one of your objections is going to be, but Brandy, that's not very many people. And you know, you're right, that's not that very many people. But I would rather put you in a room with 10 to 25 people that are engaging with you, that can interact with you, and that can start to build the know, like, and trust factor than putting you in a room with 3,000 people that you'll literally get 5 seconds worth of putting their name and email address on a piece of paper and hoping that they don't filter you out. We also have a dedicated support team to help you be successful. We aren't one of those take the money and run companies. We want to ensure that you feel supported and successful throughout the entire process. That's why we host a rehearsal. That's why we look at your presentations and offer feedback. And it's why we are there for you from pre-show to during show to post-show and everything in between. Let me know if you have any questions by contacting us at email, brandy@azonlineweddingshow.com. You can check out our website and get some more information on the process at azonlineweddingshow.com. We're on Instagram at azonlineweddingshow, and heck, you can even call me. My number is 623-242-4442. Thanks so much.